We teach, we share, we care. This is TSC News.
Good evening, I am Clarly Pitin, your anchor, and this is TSC News.
Headlines. Four well-known curriculum developers have contributed to the dynamic models of curriculum development.
Their differences and importance have been observed in curriculum development.
We teach, we share, we care. This is TSC News.
Dynamic models of curriculum development is a comprehensive theoretical framework including factors that are important for school learning, and it's based on consistent findings within educational effectiveness research. It is usually used in school-based settings. However, there are four famous developers who shared their models for the contribution of curriculum development. Who are they and what are their theoretic beliefs about curriculum development? Let's hear from Clarence Malait for his live report. Decker Walker, Malcolm Skilbeck, Elliot Eisner, and Tabios Pawilen have shared their theoretical framework for curriculum development. The first publisher was Decker Walker in 1971. He believed that curriculum developers do not follow a certain sequence, so that it could result in an unorganized curriculum. In his model, he was interested in finding out what the curriculum workers' actual tasks were in curriculum development. Furthermore, he developed a model, specifically the Walker's naturalistic model, which is composed of three phases. First is the platform, under which are the beliefs, theories, conceptions, points of view, aims, and objectives. This phase enables the curriculum workers to develop their individual beliefs, knowledge, and values. The second stage is deliberation, which includes allowing curriculum workers to apply to real-world situations, argue about, accept, refuse, chase, and adopt. On the other hand, it involves identifying means and putting them to an end. Furthermore, this phase lets you choose the best alternative for the curriculum task you do. And the last one is the curriculum design, which involves planning, decision-making, and the actual development of the curriculum. Walker's model is a type of dynamic and descriptive model for curriculum development. It reflects, recognizes, and influences the realities of how curriculum workers develop their plans in any curriculum development task. In addition, this practice is also observed in the model of print in 1993. Since this is dynamic, the curriculum workers make comments at any point in the curriculum process depending on their needs. This allows more flexibility among curriculum workers in developing curriculum. They enable them to review their previous decisions and actions to correct some mistakes. According to Walker 1971, this model can be used for school-based curriculum development. The model, being dynamic, can be confusing to other curriculum workers who are not aware of the necessary process of curriculum development. According to him, if this model can be applied in the Philippines, where most teachers are implementers of curriculum developed by other educators, it may not have value for them. Therefore, he was afraid that the curriculum development would get stuck in phase 2. According to Print in 1993, too much discussion makes him unconvinced. It's because it could lead to paralysis and take the development of the curriculum too long. The model can probably be elaborated more on the design processes in phase 3 to help teachers and new curriculum workers do their tasks. Another model is called Skilbeck's curriculum development model. His model presents a dynamic view of the curriculum. He came up with this model in 1976 in Australia, which aims to develop a school-based curriculum. This model consists of 5 phases. First is the situational analysis that involves gathering data from the school, society, and the learners, followed by goal formulation, program building, interpretation and implementation, and monitoring, feedback, assessment, and reconstruction. According to Skilbeck, each phase is interrelated and follows a systematic sequence. The results of the situational analysis provide a strong basis for making curricular decisions for all succeeding phases of curriculum development. The third model was Eisner's artistic model of curriculum development and was published by Elliot W. Eisner in 1971. He was a famous curriculum scholar. He wrote The Educational Imagination, a book in which he presented his ideas on how curriculum development should be done. He believed it was critical to develop a new theory that provided the artistry of teaching that is useful in assisting teachers in developing those arts. He got an idea from his book to develop a model for curriculum development. He outlined 7 artistic approaches. First, the teacher needs to have a priority and goals that aim to define the objectives as well as explicit ones. They also need time for deliberation in talking through priorities. Secondly is the content of the curriculum, which provides an option to select better in the curriculum and provides a warning about the null curriculum. The third one was types of learning opportunities, which gives emphasis on transforming goals and content into learning events that will be of significance to students. The fourth one was organization of learning opportunities, which emphasizes a linear approach in order to encourage diverse student outcomes. The fifth one was organization of content areas, which emphasizes cross-curricular organization of content. The sixth one was mode of presentation and mode of response, which uses a number of modes of communication to widen educational opportunities for students. The last one was types of evaluation procedures, which use a comprehensive range of procedures at different stages of the process of curriculum development. Therefore, according to Eisner 1979 in selecting the goals and objectives of the curriculum, he developed an artful process. Engaging the participants about the curricular priorities is similar to Walker's idea of deliberation. In addition, in selecting the content of the curriculum, consider the 3 sources of curriculum: individual, society, and subject matter as identified by Tyler in 1949. He strongly favored providing students with a wide variety of learning opportunities for different types of students using varied resources and activities. Educational imagination must transform goals and content into high-quality experiences for students. He suggested using different strategies and methods to engage students in meaningful learning. He is concerned about the curriculum and believes that it should be organized and integrated in different ways. This model can be applied in designing school-based curriculum development or in national curriculum projects. Eisner's model is an open-ended process or a form of dynamic model. It is descriptive in offering a general approach that can be followed by curriculum workers. Yet the model is also prescriptive in offering suggestions about what should happen when developing a curriculum. The model can be effective in the context of developing and designing courses for higher education. The influence of academic freedom and the changing nature of the disciplines in higher education require a curriculum model that is less prescriptive but logical enough to embrace the artistic or creative ways in which faculty members develop their courses. Processes are not procedural. Therefore, curriculum developers may also update and enhance their curriculum to address specific issues and demands. In order to meet the various requirements of students, the model recommends more relevant and flexible methods of choosing and structuring learning activities and information. The last model was Tabios Pawilen's model for developing curriculum. It is one of the major outputs of his doctoral dissertation in the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Its goal is to assist curriculum developers in creating curriculum that is relevant to and suitable for the Philippine context. Curriculum sources are broad factors that have an impact on macro-level decision-making and curriculum development. Posner in 1995 proposed 2 stages of curriculum development, macro and micro. The macro level encompasses the overall or general processes of curriculum development, while the micro level concentrates on a particular phase or phases or on a particular environment, such as school-based curriculum development. The model includes three curricular sources: the learner, society, and disciplines. These curricular materials follow Ralph Tyler's example in 1949. The learner is a key resource for curriculum development. Knowing the learner's interests, needs, learning preferences, culture, socioeconomic background, gender, and other factors is vital information. Making suitable decisions while developing curricula requires an understanding of learners' personalities. Three types of curriculum influences: internal, external, and organizational are identified in Pawilen's concept. These are the particular elements that have an impact on how the curriculum is developed and how decisions are made at the micro level. Social factors, known as external influences, have a direct impact on curriculum decision-making. Society, market demand, government, discipline, associations, and alumni are some of these elements. An institution's internal influences include things like its faculty, students, disciplines, and other program objectives. Organizational effects affect education, although they are primarily focused on program partnerships and governance. According to Pawilen's model, there are 7 phases that support curriculum development. Situational analysis is the first step, and it entails a careful examination of the various curriculum influences, internal, external, and organizational, that have an impact on curriculum development, as well as a study of the various curriculum sources like students, society, and disciplines or subject matter. The second step is the selection of goals and objectives, which offers curriculum workers the chance to choose better ones to ensure that the curriculum is developed effectively. The third stage is the development of curriculum standards, which come after analysis and aim objective selection. The work of establishing curriculum standards is simplified by this. The fourth stage involves choosing the topics or subject areas that will be covered in the curriculum. Here, the defined curricular standards are utilized to make these decisions. The selection and structuring of learning experiences, which includes choosing learning activities, setting up lesson plans, and choosing instructional resources to be utilized in the curriculum implementation, is the fifth phase. The actual application of the curriculum by faculty members makes up the sixth phase, which is called implementation. It is the location of the actual teaching and learning. The last phase is evaluation, when the curriculum's aims and objectives, as well as the creation and choice of each curriculum component, are examined. Following the evaluation's findings, the curriculum creation process will return to situational analysis to monitor and evaluate the needs and include any required improvements and requests from the sources and impacts of the curriculum. Many curriculum development approaches in regard to the 2 characteristics described by Print in 1993. All curriculum development strategies are based on curriculum research and specific curriculum philosophies, depending on the curricular theory supported by its proponents. Each model is distinct. The responsibility for choosing a model that fits their situation is on the curriculum developers. The linear models, standard-based curriculum development model, understanding by design model, systematic design model, and Print's curriculum development model offer a direct and efficient method for developing curricula. These approaches simplify the curriculum creation process in a way that will be simple for curriculum designers to implement. The linear models are quite rational and prescriptive. These specify precisely where to begin the process of developing a curriculum. Typically, they begin by choosing objectives or doing a situational analysis. The dynamic models of Eisner in 1979, Walker in 1971, and Pawilen's model in 2011 are more adaptable and may be utilized in the creation of curricula for educational institutions. These models describe how schools and teachers really create curricula. Walker's in 1971 model is very dynamic and descriptive, whereas Eisner's in 1979 approach is prescriptive while still being descriptive. Back to you in the studio. Clarence, can you give us the important highlights of all the models you mentioned earlier? Walker's deliberate approach focuses on the curriculum development process. Instead of being predetermined, the ways of moving forward were discussed and documented as stakeholders work to complete the task. The platform of the curriculum, its design, and the associated deliberation make up the three components of the model of the curriculum development process that will be presented here. Another model. According to Skilbeck's concept, the curriculum development process has to follow 5 steps in order for SBCD or school-based curriculum development to be effective. Situational analysis, goal formulation, program building, interpretation and implementation, and lastly, monitoring, feedback, assessment, and reconstruction. The Skilbeck model places the construction of curricula directly within a cultural context. As Eisner believed, teaching children to think critically requires a curriculum that incorporates music, dance, and art. Elliot Eisner emphasized methods in which student learning and educational practice may be enhanced through the arts. The Pawilen model was created to assist curriculum developers in creating a curriculum that is relevant and appropriate to the Philippine setting or context. He proposed 2 stages of curriculum development, the macro and micro. The macro level covers the overall or general process of curriculum development, while the macro level concentrates on a particular phase or on a particular setting, such as school-based curriculum development. Thank you, Clarence! Each curriculum development model is based on a theory about curriculum development that was developed by a number of authors and scholars who have differing opinions on the nature of curriculum and the creation of curricula. Each theory has a reasonable claim. A rational and transparent method is always required when creating a model for curriculum development. It is important to identify the resources used to construct the curriculum as well as other factors. A curricular theory should be the foundation of models. A model's procedure should identify the areas where curriculum decisions are made. The contribution to the overall curricular development should be reflected in each model: planning, design, implementation, and evaluation. Curriculum models may be divided into 3 types. The first model is the linear one, which starts with curricular objectives and develops curricula logically and sequentially. The second is cyclical models, which, in terms of process, are crucial to logical and sequential. On the other hand, cyclical models see curriculum development as an organization as follows. And the final one is dynamic models, where any curriculum element or process may serve as the starting point for curriculum development. It emphasizes how crucial it is to involve instructors in the creation of curriculum. Different stakeholders, including teachers, must be included in curriculum creation in the Philippines. A model that is appropriate and responsive to the academic requirements and settings of the Philippines must be developed. I hope everyone is doing well. I believe you learned something. I will see you next time. We teach, we share, we care. This is TEC News.